Campos Racing entry. Vanthof crosses the line, leads lap 2. Rybov there in second place. Pepe Marti closer behind him third, as we see one of the DriveX entries go really far out onto the gravel, onto the dirt. That's not going to help you. That will only lose you time. Sorry, it's not one of the DriveX entries. That is one of the MP Motorsport. That may be Noah, it was either Rick Cohen or Noah Dengball, I believe. Didn't quite catch exactly who it was. See Espirito Santos still battling hard to stay ahead of Daniel Mathieu and Guillermo Oliveira, going wide through turn 3 in order to try and defend, but all it's really done is lose him a little bit of time. Rybov and Marti not letting... Yes, that was actually Emily De Hughes that's actually gone into the pits for a change of nose cone, and we see a change of position here, or an attempt to change of position here. That is Mathieu against Oliveri. Mathieu on the inside pushes Oliveri out wide, holds the position, but Mathieu, the Formula Campino Oscar, under a little bit of pressure as we see Emily De Hughes rejoin the race. Mathieu 7th, Oliveira 8th. Oliveira, you can see the blue and yellow and red colours that more familiar probably for those who watch Formula 1 is the colours of Fernando Alonso. Well, the DriveX entry that Guillermo races for is co-owned by Fernando Alonso, part of his own personal racing school, as it were. They have several drivers entered into this race: Oliveira, Arkanchelski, Noah Abramczyk, and Lucas Malik, and Brandon Lee Oxley and Lola Lovenfoss. With Oliveira very much the highest running of those at the moment. Fastest lap from Vladislav Ryabov now. Let's not forget, fastest lap does gain you a bonus point in Spanish Formula 4, but the manner of which the points set up for this race, if Vanthof wins and gets the bonus point for fastest lap, he will be an absolute definite champion. If Vanthof wins the race but doesn't get the bonus point, there is a potential where if Vanthof doesn't win any of the races for this year and Ogard gets pole, fastest lap and wins every other race, well, it doesn't really matter. Vanthof would be still champion anyway, because he has amassed so many wins so far this season that he will effectively come out with a greater total than Ogard could possibly manage. The gap between the leading two is small, and this is not like a lot of circuits in Formula 4. It is quite difficult to overtake here. You do get an awful lot of washing out in the front end of the car. Makes it difficult to really press hard, to really make that move. And so sometimes it's more a case you really got to push the driver ahead to make a mistake. You really have to make them work. And the reports of droplets of rain at the circuit now. The temperature's definitely dropped a little bit. It's not so much so that drivers are going to be overly concerned yet, but there's still 10 minutes, 10.5 minutes plus one lap of this race left. And still an awful lot can happen if the conditions change. Vanthof continues to lead as they exit 5, coming down to Dreisack turn 6. He's got Ryabov just 0.4 of a second behind him, and then Pepe Marti another 0.4 of a second behind in third place. They have broken away from Enric Bordas, who is 2 seconds behind the third place driver, as he fights off Sebastian Ogard in 5th place. Espirito Santo still 6th, Oliveira 7th, Mathieu 8th. Defending at the moment from Maxim Arkanchelski and Filip Jenik, who are 9th and 10th. Noah Abramczyk is 11th, just behind them. And oh, we have had an accident. That is Filip Jenik, who was running 10th place, and it looks like he's had quite a significant accident too. And I wonder, that must be Archankelski, I think. I think that is Maxim Archankelski, the guys who were running 9th and 10th place. And this is going to be a safety car. And is there another driver involved? There does seem to be another driver involved. I believe that was a Bramczyk. So it looks as if we have a Bramczyk, Archankelski and Jenik out of the race. Safety car is out clearly because there's 3 cars stranded on the circuit. There's also a huge mound of debris everywhere. And so the race has been neutralised. It'll be interesting to see if we do. So it's happened in Dreisack. It has happened in turn 6. Dreisack, of course, the corner made famous by the incident between Jacques Villeneuve and Michael Schumacher at the end of the 1997 Formula 1 World Championship. Got a driver from the pit lane for a new front wing. And so that was Lucas Malek exiting the pits, by the way. And so safety car out for what looks like quite a significant crash between Filip Jenik, Maxim Archankelski and Noam Abramczyk. And all drivers are out of the cars. But this may be here for a few minutes because it's going to take a while to clear 3 separate cars in the one corner. As we get a replay. Oh, that looks quite. I mean, there's something definitely happened long before that accident, but definitely Archankelski and Filip Jenik gesticulating at each other. It does look like Archankelski, just from the tail end of that, may have gone into the right rear side of Jenik. So maybe a potential overtaking move, and possibly Jenik has closed the door, but slightly too late. Absolutely no idea how Noah Abramczyk became involved. Never a good sign to hear the beeping of a JCB going backwards in a gravel trap. Means someone's race is done. And so 6 laps completed. As mentioned previously, Vanthof leads from Ryabov, Pepe Marti in 3rd place, Bordas 4th, Ogard 5th, Espirito Santo 6th. And Guillermo Oliveira 7th, Daniel Matzia 8th, Zulemans and Fowry 9th, George Kelstrup is 10th. Fastest lap, meanwhile, has been taken back by Vladislav Ryabov. He currently will gain that bonus point, but as it stands, no matter what happens here, this will be a championship for Delano Vanthof. Fair play to the marshals. They're working very fast to get these cars out of the way. There is 5.5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. And hopefully we may get in some racing laps. Now this is a tactic I've seen in other championships before. In other categories, we try and you want to keep the safety car fast enough that drivers can maintain heat in the tires and brakes. What is happening at the back there between the Hughes? I believe that was Malek and Brandon Lee Oxley. Almost came together, but are they maybe going just quick enough to just keep some tire temperature and brake temperature in the cars, but also maybe just holding the pace just enough to give the marshals some additional time to get the stranded cars off the circuit so we can get some laps in? And the Bramchick's car being taken away. And they brought in one of the JCBs from one of the other corners to actually get rid of the other cars there. So very, very, very good move there from the organisers. 4 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. We're still under safety car, but hopefully we should be able to get going soon for the final few minutes of this race. It's Brandon Lee Oxley, and yeah, I wonder. Yeah, he's got a broken front wing, so I do wonder in that moment on the previous tour if they actually did have a coming together with someone. But well, he clearly has had a coming together with something. But his front wing is definitely wobbling. It looks like one of the strikes that leads down into the wing structure itself is broken, and that wing is wobbling. Now it'll be interesting to see if they pull him into the pits and tell him to get a new front wing, or if he will try and hold on to it until the end of this race, which, to be fair, there's not much left. Seven laps have been completed. We are on lap 8. 2 minutes 40 plus 1 lap remaining. And the safety car is in this lap. Fantastic job by the marshals to get those 3 very, very damaged cars and the debris cleared in really quick time. And allows us to get at least possibly 2, maybe 3 laps in at the end of this race. Now, Dylan Van Toff, he will take control of the field. He will slow up a little bit as he weaves to cap the speed of both himself and the drivers behind. The safety car itself will accelerate and pull into the pit lane. Now, everything is down to Van Toff. The control of the field as they come through the centre chicane. And then through the right-hander at Ferrari. Then a short burst of acceleration to Ducados, the hairpin, and then onto the start-finish straight. And we are go with 1.5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. Van Toff leads from right above. Pepe Marti in 3rd place, Bordas 4th. Espirito Santo there in 6th place. He's under challenge from Guillermo Oliveira, who goes down the inside for 6th position. Wheels. Oh, and they go off, they collide. They go hit over the curb and got launched into the air. They have rejoined. Espirito Santo is damaged. He is out of the race. You can see his car is definitely done for the day. His front wing is gone. His right front tyre is, right front suspension is completely destroyed. I think Oliveira took a lot of damage there, and that definitely damaged the floor, if nothing else. I'm surprised he hasn't taken his front wing off. And the red flag has been shown. The red flag has been shown, and this race is being brought to a close with 48 seconds plus 1 lap remaining. And with Espirito Santo very much beached on the exit, the chute between turns 1 and turns 2, it has been decided at this point to bring out the red flag and bring this race to a halt. Now, the big question is this it? Does it restart? You may have noted that this race actually started 20 minutes late this morning due to delays from another session that happened first thing. So I do wonder if they will probably just call the results and bring everyone into the pits. And the answer is yes, they've called the result. And the field now pull into the pits. And Is that race too called? As we see the stranded MP Motorsport entry. It was, Oliveira had the inside line, but it was when he actually went wide. He took to the curb in the short chute. That sent him on a spin that clattered Espirito Santo. It matters very, very little to Lana Van Hoff, who takes the win and the championship, getting congratulations from his rivals. And maybe not the way he would have expected to take the title, but they all count. That is another race win, his 8th of the season. And some rather impolite language from Van Hoff's mechanics as they celebrate. But he has been absolutely fantastic this season. It'll be very, very interesting to see where he goes next. Rookie champion, of course, as well. And of course, MP Motorsport also heading very much to the team's title as well. If they've not actually claimed it at this point, I think it will be close. Now, the result has been declared at the end of lap 7 because of that red flag, which does actually put Espirito Santo 6th and 7th. As we see the highlights from this race, it was a solid start from Van Hoff, kept himself ahead of Ryabov, who had to fight Pepe Marti in the first couple of corners. Bordas was there as well. But it was really in the upper mid-pack we saw some tense fighting between Oliveira, Espirito Santo and Arkanchelski. But the race really was defined by a big crash between Filip Genignor, Abramczyk and Arkanchelski, as we see there, which brought out the first safety car for several minutes. In the meantime, other drivers pitted for front wings, of which Brandon Lee Oxley and Emily de Hughes were 2. As the green flag waved, we only got a couple of corners of running as Guillermo Oliveira went for a move on Espirito Santo. He went wide over the curbs, hopped them into the air, and it took out Espirito Santo's front wing and beached Santo onto the curb and in the middle of the track. And with so little time left and with overruns already occurring, it was decided to bring out the red flag and finish the race 2 laps early. And it has resulted in Zelino Van Hoff's 8th win of the season and the championship of Spanish Formula 4 for 2021. We're just waiting for the podium now. Due to the delays we have seen today, there's a very, very quick turnaround between races, so you'll see preparation for, I think it's TCR, going on in the top part of your screen as we wait for the podium. See all the cars entering the circuit now.
Como decías, aquí con el ya campeón de esta temporada 2021 de la Fórmula 4 española, 8 victorias esta temporada, Delano Van Hoff. Congratulations, what a great season so far.
Yes, yeah, I'm feeling really happy with this championship. I mean, we worked really hard to get this win, and yeah, we're just really pleased that it actually worked out.
What about this race? Because it was a little bit tricky with a safety car and at the end with a red flag.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really hard to overtake on this track, so yeah, I was pretty comfortable with the lead I had, even though it wasn't very big. But yeah, then the safety car came out, and yeah, even if we went racing, we wouldn't have had a long time. So, but then it got red flagged. So yeah.
Congratulations, Dilano. Thank you very much. Dilano Van Hoff, campeón de la Fórmula 4 española en esta temporada 2021.
Fantastic effort by Delano Van Toff, not just today, but throughout this season. Yes, he's plenty of testing and he's had other Formula 4 races, but it was his full rookie season, and he's done a fantastic job. Another podium as well today for Vladislav Ryabov, which is his third of the season, his third second place as well. After yesterday's race, when he finished second, Ryabov jumped from 10th up to 7th. Now, I do believe this will put him actually maybe into 6th place in the championship, tied on points with Rick Cohn, but with Vladislav would have higher positions. Ryabov was credited with the fastest lap, so that will give him an additional point. So he scores 13 today, so that brings him 85 level with Rick Cohn. Rick Cohn finished 11th, so no points for him today. And so Van Toff winning, that brings him to 310 points. And ahead of the championship, Ogard came home 5th today, which is 6th, which brings him to 190. The gap between first and second in the championship is now 120 points. Pepe Marti came home 3rd, which brings him up to 148, which very much extends the gap he has to Daniel Matzia. Matzia came home 8th today, which is only a single point, so 128 for him. Enric Bordas, 4th. It's a nice follow-up to the 3rd place finish he got yesterday. That 4th lines him up to 134 points. Bordas has jumped Daniel Matzia in the championship standings. Bordas now 4th, Matzia up to 5th. Rick Cohn still on 85. Ryabov is now also on 85, but I think jumps Cohn by virtue of having more points, or sorry, more second places. So the gap between, as I said, the lead of the championship and second place is now 120 with 98 points available. That means Delano Van Toff is the champion. The gap between second and third in the championship, that's between Sebastian Ogard and Pepe Marti, is now 42 points. So Marti needs a big result in race 3 later on today if he is to really have a go for second in the standings. But it's not impossible. As we wait now for the drivers to come onto the podium to celebrate the end of race 2. And third place man Pepe Marti emerges to the applause of the crowd below. And second place man Vladislav Ryabov, the only GRS entry this weekend. And now the race winner and 2021 Spanish Formula 4 champion, Delano Van Toff, takes the top step of the podium. And the MP Motorsport team members also joining the podium for the team's trophy. The drivers pose with their trophies for the photographs, and now the national anthem of Holland for race winner and champion Delano Van Toff. An absolute delight on a podium. 3 drivers very, very happy. Vanthof, of course, champion. Rybov to have gained another place in the standings and another podium. And Marty closer to solidifying 3rd place in the championship, but he'll still be looking to get the runner-up spot from Sebastian Ogard if he can. He starts, Pepe Marti actually starts race 3 later on from 2nd on the grid. Ogard starting down in 6th, so he really will be looking today to make big gains. But that's later on. For now, they're going to celebrate this result and this race. And we'll see the next podium, which will be the highest placed rookie, which of course is Daniel Vanthof. Vanthof also the rookie champion this year. Well, that's it for now. We will see you later on today for race 3 of Spanish Formula 4 from Jerez. My name's Leo Corman. Goodbye and thank you. Cheers, thank you very much. Chat to you later.